welcome to this episode of Prescott Gallery of Homes. Today is the Associate Broker Show. We have Terri Atkins and Simon Fort. They're going to talk about two of the best subdivisions in our market. One's Pronghorn Ranch and the other one's Granville. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us on. We made it.
So, Terri, we've been talking about the Granville market. What's going on?
So the Granville market is moving very rapidly. Our time on market is, the average is about 22 days. That does go up. Time on market goes up a little bit as the price points go up, but the main price point in Granville is about 300 to 350, and then we do have the larger homes that hit that 400 and up range. Right. So Granville has a little bit of everything for someone, because they have the townhouses also, so you can get in the like 280 range there. So a little bit for everybody, but the market is moving, and it's a popular subdivision.
I think it's the best one, the best value. They just opened a new clubhouse with a new swimming pool.
With a beautiful swimming pool that I'm excited to give it a try. I haven't had time.
And
how many clubhouses do they have over there? Is it three now?
Three of them now.
Yeah.
And the last one's really big. I haven't been in it, but I drive by it and I see it's really big. They have pickleball?
Yes, pickleball courts.
That's important. Yeah, everybody's doing it.
And they have more of the state-of-the-art fitness equipment in that one, because of course it's the brand new one, of course, and the bigger pool.
So if people go to our website, immediately name ArizonaPrimeRealEstate.com, and they plug in your MLS number, what's your number there?
For this listing at 4640 North Salem Place, the MLS is 1029661.
Excellent. And so tell us a little bit about that particular listing.
Okay, and this is, again, since Granville to me is hot, hot, hot. It is selling, so I had a couple other listings that are already gone, closed, sold. So this is one that is still available. This is about 1,450 square feet. It has a 2.5 car garage, which seems to be popular because the smaller homes, a lot of them are 2-car garages. This one's got 2.5.
Yeah, for that little workshop area.
Yeah, for that workshop.
Yeah.
Or motorcycle.
Or motorcycle. Yeah.
And they do have the cabinets in there. Built in 2016.
So what's the list price?
This is at $319,995.
Oh, and how is it the show?
It's very easy to show. I have a very cooperative seller. It's on lockbox, and the owners just leave anytime that you want to look at it. So it's very easy to show. And this one is one of my favorite things about this house. You are right near Iron King Trail. You don't have to get in the car.
Nice. Iron King Trail that goes all the way over to Peabody.
Right.
Back, yeah, that's great, along the lakes.
So you don't have to get in the car. If you want to bicycle, you can do it right out your front door, pick up the trail, and go.
Head off. Sweet.
So that's Granville, and they're still building new homes there too.
Yes.
And so the point I like to remind people is never go into a new home office, sales office, unless you take your realtor with you, particularly on the first visit. So
just recently, I had a client that ran into a little bit of an issue. If they had not had representation, they probably would have lost like $3,500 on the deal.
oh my gosh.
So that's pretty significant. So you always want to bring your agent
Well,
along.
although the salespeople are nice and professional, they don't work for the buyer.
Correct.
They only work for the builder or the developer.
I have that. I say that daily. And that it does not cost you, because that's the number one thing. People say, but Terri, I'm going to have to pay more. No, you are
don't.
not.
In fact, usually an agent can save you money.
Correct.
A lot of money.
A little.
So, well, let's move over to a subdivision that's not building. It's totally built. Well, wait, is Pronghorn built out?
They're pretty built out right now. I think they've been thinking of adding another phase, but I'm not sure about that. But it's still a hot market. It's north of 89A. It's a little bit more mature. The homes are 15, 20 years old, whereas Granville, there's brand new builds, couple years old, that kind of thing. Average list is about 420, 430. There's some good sized homes in there. They run somewhere around 2,200 to 2,400 square feet, quarter acre, that kind of thing. They have a nice clubhouse. The listing that I have currently is a bit smaller than kind of the average out there. It's just under 1,600 square feet, and it's listed for $332.
What's the address?
The address is 7629 East Dusty Boot.
Okay.
Yeah, I love that name.
Dusty
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 Boot. The great thing about this listing is a lot of places out in Granville and in Pronghorn, they have a leased solar. This one does not have a leased solar.
Oh,
It
good.
has solar, but it's owned.
It's paid
Oh,
for.
okay.
And so the owner last month ran the air conditioning all month long, and it paid a bill of like $16.49. Now,
Wow.
yeah, so that's not bad.
That's like just a connect bill.
Yeah, that's basically what it is. It's basically APS is kind of minimum. Yeah, you're connected to the grid. This is
Yeah.
what we're going to jab you for.
Wow.
So it's really if you want to save some money on utilities, that's where it's at.
So what's it like living there? What kind of amenities?
It's really quiet, but back to the listing real quick, but it backs up to a common area that's maintained
nice.
by the HOA, so there's nobody behind, and it's a very quiet street. It's really nice. Just down the street, there's a little park, but Pronghorn Ranch has a full athletic center. They have pool. They have a gathering center, that kind of thing.
Clubhouse.
It's a really, really nice subdivision, and it's easy to get in and out of. It's quick. Just come off of 89A. So it's a really nice area, and things move fairly quickly. Right now, the average days on market in this area is around 45 days.
Okay.
But this is a really nice property. We've had a lot of activity on it. We've even had an offer, a couple offers, and a contract on it. But a lot of people are coming from out of state. They're actually putting offers on things sight unseen,
Yeah.
which is kind of scary. And you've got to warn your client, look, there's a possibility that
Right.
this is a sight unseen offer.
Yeah.
So look, it's a consideration. But anyway, it's a nice property. It's really easy to show. It's vacant. We even have the air conditioning on because it only costs $16 a month.
So on a hot day, it's a good place to go.
Yeah, absolutely. If you're hot and in the neighborhood, stop on by if you have a lockbox key.
There, one of the things that most people don't realize is that it's only in the HOAs where we see sidewalks and streetlights and
That's a good point.
common parks.
That's a good point.
Right.
Some communities have them, but most of them in that market, the Prescott Valley area, do not. And I think it's a huge benefit.
Yeah, it is.
It's what I like about Granville. I'm glad
Glad you brought that up because anybody, small kids
or dogs. I'm a dog person, so walking dogs. You've got street lights. You've got sidewalks. It's friendly
You
neighborhood.
have dog parks.
Yes,
Also.
there's a dog park.
So real nice.
Granville's got a lot of nice amenities to it.
Yeah.
I really like that community.
Pronghorn, they are building another clubhouse.
Are they?
They are.
Oops. Well,
I went and
it's
looked
not
at the
done.
plans.
Did you?
Oh,
Yeah.
did you?
Well,
Yeah.
when's that
No, they
supposed
are.
to happen?
They're moving dirt, but
Are they? Is it out in that little pocket just as you
Do you
Close to 89?
Amber
Yeah.
Ridge.
okay.
It's behind Amber Ridge.
Huh.
Oh,
Okay.
very nice.
I don't know
So,
if
Go
they
out
have
there
like
and
a
check it out.
solid timeline though. That's the
let's talk a little bit about barriers to selling a home quickly and at full market. What are some of the problems you're seeing?
Well, a lot of people, because they've spent time in a house and they put some upgrades and updates into it, they usually have the impression that their house should be valued higher than actual market value. And that's why you hire a real estate agent. They come in and they have a baseline at which they start, and then they kind of add those updates and upgrades into that pricing. But a lot of people think it's actually more than that.
Right.
And so the worst thing you can do is overprice your property when you put it on the market, because it's going to stigmatize your property.
Well, it increases the days on market, and reality is it drives a lower offer.
Right, absolutely.
So-
Because the more days on market, the lower the price. That's
That's
just the way it is. So the sooner you can sell it, the better you're going to get, the best.
So
pricing,
overpricing,
right?
What are some of the other things?
difficult to show. So
You gotta have access. And I mean, like, I get calls on my listings 10 minutes before they want to show it.
Right.
And it's occupied.
The worst thing you can do is go tell your client who's looking for a property, oh, we can't go and see that today because they want 24 hours notice,
Or 48.
or 48, or even 2 hours.
Right.
Some people go, look, I want this right now. I want to take a look at this, and so as a seller, you have to be ready to sell your home. Have your go bag ready and get out the door as quickly as possible.
Well, and people are looking at homes on they're looking at homes
Stealing
on their
that.
phone. Looking at homes on their phone or iPad. Sometimes they don't know they want to look at it until you're right there.
Right.
So
I don't know how many times I've been driving clients around in a neighborhood, and we're going to a listing, and they look over to the left. There's a sign, and they go, "How much is that one worth?" And
Exactly.
how much? What's that selling for? And you got to stop, look on your phone. It's 2 hours showing. Well, you got 3 or 4 listings that you have to see that you've already lined up.
Right.
So you still have to make those other appointments. And so if you can't get in there fairly quickly, they've lost a shot at a buyer.
Well, and one of the things that I'm real big about is curb appeal. A lot of times you roll up on a house with a client and they're like, they don't maintain the yard, so what makes you think they're going to maintain the house?
Right.
Right.
Yeah, you're
Well,
shocked.
because it does go hand in hand. You roll up and the paint's falling off the outside of the house. Guess what's happening on the inside?
Exactly, same thing. It's absolutely true.
But we educate our sellers. We let
them, sometimes it's hard for them to hear. It's not hard for me to say, but it's hard for them to hear.
It's a difficult message
Yeah.
to really deep clean your house.
But I say
I
it's
would
gonna
even
help you.
depersonalize it sometimes. 'Cause,
Absolutely.
You know?
Those are my rules. No dead animals. That's what I call it.
I don't care if you're a hunter, and yes, we're in Prescott, but no dead animals hanging on the wall, no naked pictures, even if it's art.
Right.
These are my rules.
Yeah.
Oh, I say this.
And people, they're like, that's great. And it,
But you sell the house.
yeah.
And that's what counts.
That's what
If
counts.
you like your bearskin rug, I'm sorry, pick it up. And it's not, and let's show off your beautiful floors. Let's
Right.
not,
Right. Right.
So
Declutter,
Declutter.
and then after you're done with that, declutter again.
That's right.
And curb appeal is a big deal. And a good agent right away will, when they roll up for the first time and they're on their listing appointment, they'll go, okay, they're going to do a scan of the whole entire house, inside and out, and they're going to ask you about appliances. They're going to ask you everything that they know is going to be material to somebody buying your house, and they're going to go through that list with you. And so if something's wrong and you know it, you disclose
Yeah.
and let us help you take care of that.
Well, and it actually protects the seller and the buyer when they disclose, because the only thing that survives close of escrow is non-disclosure. Right. So if you think about, they don't want to talk about a new roof or a broken window or something, it's to their benefit to disclose it.
Yeah.
Because once it's disclosed and it closes, they're done.
Right.
Right.
So-
Exactly. They disclosed. It's a known material fact if it's material,
Right.
and you're done basically. But if
That's
you
it.
don't,
Right.
that's where lawsuits happen.
That's where, it's not if, it's when.
Right.
So
Exactly.
that's part of the business.
Right.
So so let's wrap it up a little bit. What's the prediction? Where do you guys see the market heading? I know we're in a big COVID thing, but we're following the guidelines.
Yes.
We're doing what the county health department and the governor's requested. We're doing all those things. It hasn't really affected our business at
No.
all
No.
because we're busy all the time.
Right.
So where do you think, Simon? What's your
I'm having the best year I've had ever so far. So I think people have kind of have this little pent up kind of activity. They've been sitting at home looking at Zillow, just waiting and dying to get back out there and start purchasing. So I think if you're about to list your home, anticipate that it's going to go quickly because things are moving. A lot of people are coming out from condensed areas throughout the nation, and they're looking at places like Prescott Valley, where there's a little bit of expanse between homes, and they can feel like, yeah, I'm out in the country kind of a little bit, and it's a nice place to be. Fresh air.
Prescott
outdoors.
Valley is all very desirable.
Absolutely.
And so,
Yep.
So
all right, Terri,
and Dewey.
what's your
Dewey's
crystal?
picking
Dewey.
up. It really
Dewey,
is.
Yeah.
My crystal ball.
What's
Well,
your
with
crystal
interest rates are the lowest
Yes.
right now. Well, maybe I shouldn't say lowest. They're very low.
They are.
And it's for all types of buyers. So even like my VA buyers are back in the game because now they can do a no down and have a super low interest rate. And
Yeah,
they can,
3-4%.
Right.
I mean, that's
So I feel
stealing
like-
money almost.
So I feel
Yeah.
like all the buyers are back in the game, no matter what type of loan that you need. And I agree with Simon that I've been preparing my sellers, be prepared for it to go
Quick.
quickly. And when you hit the market, because we do have low inventory right now, the inventory is low. So if you have priced it right, you've listened to your wonderful realtor, Simon or Terry.
Or Steve.
So if you've done, listen to our advice, and it's going to go quick, and be prepared to move. And
Well, and I know the home values are up 2-3% every year for the last 10 years, year over year. It just keeps going up, and we keep building new homes, growing, and so the market's out there. We're ready for the buyers to come.
Yes.
Demand is huge.
Demand's huge.
Yes, it is.
Well, guys, thanks for being on the show.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you guys for watching. Please go to ArizonaPrimeRealEstate.com for your next real estate deal. Give Simon and Terry a shout. They'd love to hear from you. Thanks again.